Yeah. So in today's session, we'll try to look at these two things like what is the pop-up debugger and what is job debugger, like how to create a job and how to debug the job if at all we get any errors and all, right? So we'll try to focus on these two topics for today. So memory IDs concept, like I'll try to explain that in the coming classes, like by at least by these two, right? We are gonna finish debugging concepts like that. For today, the topics are pop-up debugging and job debugging. So we will park this topic for some time. So let the time come, we'll for sure discuss on this, right? So first we'll try to focus on pop-up debugger. What exactly a pop-up debugger is? Let me go to Google. Right. So we will be having it. I mean, we should type these four, lines in a text file, right? This is text file, function, command, title, debugger, and type is system command. So we should have only these four lines. The file ready for us. So even if you type it in Google, so even they also say tell the same thing. Let me open this. So few people will be okay with only these three, or few people will be going with even those four lines also. So let me even show that to you. So see, this is what exactly, right? You please open a notepad document, notepad file, and you just have to copy these, or you just have to type these four lines. So this is what exactly we have done. So see this one. And if you open Google, or even if you look at my file, everything is same, right? So let me close this, and so let me open the transaction code BA02, and here, so let me enter one of the sales orders 4970 here. Let me click on enter. Oh, so I think we have some issue in the server. So let me go back to another server. Let me go back to this particular. So now here what's happening is, so we call it as a pop-up. This is a pop-up message, right? I just want to know where exactly, or what is the reason for us to get this particular pop-up. So I just want to debug from where this particular pop-up is coming up. So in previous examples, like we have seen, like of course information message is one of the messages. So we just have clicked on this particular text message, and we have taken this and we kept the breakpoint at message. So even that is also fine, but there is another option for us to find out like from where exactly this particular pop is coming up, right? So let me go back again. So just let me click on this. So the moment when you see this particular pop-up, you just Windows D. Let me go back to the desktop. So this is my file. So just drag and drop this particular file onto this particular pop-up. Okay. So now let me click on Alt Tab. So I'll be seeing all these things, right? So yeah, now I am at the SMP screen. Now still my control is with my notepad file. So I just have dragged and dropped this particular file on this pop-up. See, automatically my debugger has been switched on. My debugger is switched on. Now let me just click on OK. Now let's see. Now default we have been navigated to debugging mode. So let me go on desktop 3, and of course we have seen this many times, right? So let me click on F7. So now the immediate code that we have got is module. Just let me click on F5. So directly you are at the same position. See, now you are at the same position. See, this is what we have exactly got the message. So the reason for this message is, since this particular if condition is failed, since it is failed, we are just coming to else part and this particular message is triggered. So this is what the context that I'm trying to convey. Right. I hope this is so simple concept, but yeah, I want you to remember this. So even if you type it in Google, you will get this So you have to prepare your, notepad, meaning .text file, and just save it on the screen. And now just the moment when you get the pop-up, just drag and drop that particular file to the pop-up. So it will take you to the debugging mode and will directly take you to the position where exactly and how exactly this particular pop-up is coming up. Right. This is one topic for today. And now the next point that I would like to talk is this one, job debugger. So let me take some time to explain you more details of this particular job. So what exactly a job is? So we have created a program, right? A couple of days back, we have created a program to explain this particular topic. So this is a program that we have discussed. This is a program that we have developed. Maybe in our first debugging session, we have developed this particular program. So we have just fetched the data from VBAK based on select options. And then based on VBAK data, by using VBAK data, we have fetched the data to VBAP table. Based on VBAP table, we have fetched the data to Mara table, internal table, I mean to say. And finally, we have prepared the final data by using VBAK, VBAP, Mara, and we are just passing the data, simply saying to the final internal table. So now this is what we have done. Right. So let me even comment this and let me show this to you for some time. So let me remove this. Let me talk all these parameters. So once see by using all these internal tables, we are just preparing the final table. So looping this table, and if the final table is not initial, just display it. Otherwise, just put a message saying like no data found. So this is what we have done. So let me execute the program once for your reference. So here wantedly I have created two variants. Sir, what exactly variant is, sir? What exactly a variant is? So assume in this particular report, I have only one select option. But in standard reports or even in our custom programs, sometimes you may be having many select options, parameters, radio buttons, checkboxes, drop downs, and many things will be there. Right. Assume you have 20 to 25, more than 25, many select options or parameters are there. Each and every time, the moment when you try to execute this particular report, every time you have to enter the data and you have to execute it. But you are executing that particular report for a specific data, the data which has been shared by the testing team. So meaning always you have to give the same data and you have to debug your program and you have to check whether the output is coming in the expected way or not. But I really don't want to give the data all the time. So every time I don't want to give the data. So simply you just assume from 49702 to 4975. Assume this is one thing here, but the example which I'm talking is if you have more parameters or select option like this, so I don't want to give the data always. So just provide your data and click on save. OK, temp underscore data. So that is my variant name, and just give from some meaningful description from 49702 to 4975, whatever, whichever is comfortable to you, like just try to give that. Now let me save it. Now your variant is saved. Temp underscore data variant is saved. Now what happens is, so now going forward, okay, again, I just want to execute the program. Just I tried to execute the program. I don't want to give it here again. If it is, of course, if it is one thing, like happily you can give it. But if you have more things like select option, you have parameter, you have few more select options, few more parameters, radio boxes, check boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, many things are there. So you can't give it all the time. OK, let me click on this variant. So I have created total 3 variants, and this is the variant which I have created some time back. So temp data, just let me double click on it. So the moment when you double click on it, so the data with which you have saved the variant will be automatically populated to the selection script parameters. Either so you don't think like, OK, like for one variant, I can give only one select option or one parameter. No, don't think like that. Assume you have parameter, one more parameter, couple of parameters or couple of cells or something like that, and you just have provided all the data. You just click down save. By that, your variant will be saved. So next time you don't need to give it all the time. Just simply take that variant and say execute. You will get the data. So this is what the data that you have got. Now, assume my particular program my particular program is taking a lot of time. I really don't want to waste my time until it gives me the output. So I'll just create a background job for this program. I'll just create a background job and I'll leave that program. After some time, I'll come back and I'll see if I have any issues or not. Right. So to create the jobs, right, we have a standard T code like SM36. SM36 is the T code where we will create the jobs, right? Why job? Of course, even the job names can be, no, that's your choice. So why job underscore debug 1. So I just have provided the job name, right? I just have provided. So I'm just giving you the high level information of background jobs and how to debug the job and all. OK, so there is big concept behind it, but at least for now, just please focus till this point, right? So just provide the job name. Let me click on enter, or if you, either you click on enter or you click on step, anything is fine. Yeah, for this job, I just want to create the steps, or you click on enter, anything is fine. Let me click on steps. So what is the program that you want to execute? This is my program. So this is my program. So my program is this one. See, same program. So let me go back, and this is my main program. So this is my program. And now you have to provide your variant. For which variant you just want to execute your program in the debugging mode. Sorry, in the background mode, right? Let me select temporary data only. So let me select the same thing, or let me give the wrong data one. So I'm not saving it. So just let me go back to this particular program. Let's see what is the wrong data one. So wrong data. So I just have given only 497x. The moment when I execute the program, no data found, which is an error message. Of course, it is an error message which is being displayed as information. So that's it. I just want to give it wrong data one. I don't get any data for this. OK, so I just have given my program name and just give my variant name. Let me click on check and save it. Yes, this is what the program name, and this the program type is ABAP program, and the parameter as in like variant name is wrong data, and who is creating it, user ID, and in which language, EN. OK, fine, everything is fine. Just for your reference, let me go back. Now what you have to do. So when exactly you want to execute this particular job. So this is my job name, and this job I'm just creating, executing. In this job, I'm just executing this program with this variant. And now you tell me when exactly I have to run this particular job. Start condition, when to start it, right? Sometimes you can specify a date like, OK, maybe 29th of February 2024, or some date you can specify here. OK, all these things we'll be discussing a little later, but at least for you to get basic idea of jobs. So I just want to execute the job immediately. OK, check it and save it. Finally, so you have created this particular job, and this particular job will be executing our program, which is mentioned here with this particular variant, and which will be run immediately. This is what I have done some time back. Save like this, save it, done. Your job has been released. Now the T code in which we are creating the jobs is SM36. And now I want you to go back to SM37, where you can see the job logs. Jobs. So I only created it. I really forgot the program name or the job name. But for sure, I only created the job. So I gave my ID, and of course, even if you remember the job name, you can happily give it. So this is the job, right? So let me give this, right? Executed. What happened? It has been cancelled. So this is the point that I'm trying to talk here, right? So sometimes your analyst team or your testing team, they'll come to you and they'll say like, hey, we have executed the program which you have developed in the background mode, meaning in the background job, we have executed the program, but somehow we got the job as cancelled. The job has been cancelled. So can you please check it out? So this is where this point has come into picture. So now we should be in a position to debug the job as well, right? So now this is what just happened. But before we debug the job and all, right, so just let me give you some information on the job. So let me click on this particular job. Of course, here we have only one job, But yeah, let me click on this job. So can we please go back to the job log? So select the job and click on job log. So what exactly? The job has been started on this date or this time. Immediately the step has been started with this particular program, and with this variant, and this is the user which is executing it. Okay, this is also fine. Now immediately we got a message called no data, and finally the job has been cancelled after the error message. The job has been cancelled after this message. So within a short time, this is what how exactly the job has been started, how exactly the job has been cancelled. Go back, job has been cancelled. Right, in between what happened? So this particular program has been executed with this particular variant and this message that we have got. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. But my intention is I just want to debug it. I just want to debug it. So how to debug a job? Right, how to debug a job? Since you know the context of it, and of course, one more point that I would like to talk here. So this is my job, and sometimes you can go even with step also. The step which we have created while creating the job, right? So that is the same one. Step. Let me click on step. And here you can see the parameter. Sometimes you just place the cursor here, go to variants also. So directly you can see what exactly the data that you have passed in the variant, right? This is my select option, which is of type yes, yes meaning select option. P, if it is P, that is parameter. So since it is select option, we know like we will be having sign option low high from 2 to sign is I option is equal to from this one. This is the value which you have given. We did not give the high value. So we can even find the variant data as well. So even if you click on change values, so this is how you can see, this is how the selection screen data was given, right? So even if you click on attributes and all these things, like this is what the variant that we have created. So each and everything that you can see here in the step section. Steps, let me place my cursor here, go to variant section so that you can see each and everything here. So if you click on this one, you can find, okay, this is the data that I have given, something like that. Everything is clear now. Now I just want to debug the job. So why RC in my job log, I could see no data. So what was the reason for us to get this particular message in the job log? So this is what we have to debug it. So we cannot like, okay, directly I'll go back to the program and I'll say open it and I'll directly go back to this place and directly I'll go back to this place. So this is what which is triggered. No. Since you know this particular program, you can easily tell this. But in real time, sometimes, so assume the case, you have not developed the program, but still you will be asked to debug the job. You will be asked to debug the job. So your functional team will come to you and they'll ask you, hey, can you please check like what exactly the reason for us to get this particular job cancelled, right? So now what we have to do is so select your particular job. So you have to come to SM37 and you have to provide the job name and who created it. You just have to mention it. And if you don't know who created the job, you can mention it as star and job name. Just give it. Just select all these options for now. So don't focus on them for now. So let me execute it. So this is what I've got. Select the job and here in the T code command prompt. So just enter JDBG. No /n, no /o. Nothing is needed. JDBG. That's it. Job debugger. Simply job debugger. This is the only transaction code in entire SAP ABAP which is not being started with like some /n or /o. So if you are on the same screen and if you still you want to debug it, so this is what you have to do. JDBG, job debugger. Let me click on enter. This is my enter. So if you know the program, happily you can keep the breakpoint here directly. If you know that, since of course I can know the program, right? So how can I know the program? So let me delete this for some time. So let me select the job. You can click on step. Here you can find the program. Directly you can open the program in SC38. You can set your breakpoint at the first executable line and you can debug this. This is one way, but there are few people who don't know like how to get the program name also from the job. So nothing you have to do, like you just select the job, click on your step, that's it. Right. So this is a program which this is the variant which has been executed, right? So now, so I really don't want to keep my breakpoint here in this particular program. Let me close this out. So now select the job I just want to debug it. JDBG. Let me click on. Of course, it's not case sensitive. You can enter however you want. So let me click on enter. Okay, that's it. See, my debug has been started. Let me click on desktop 3. So until you get your program, just keep on clicking on F7 until you get your program. So this is, we don't know, like this is a standard function model. We really don't care about it. So this is also, it's not our case. Not our case until you get the program. See, this is where our program is started. And now, like, see, we are here now. Now let me click on F6. So this is where my program is started. So now what I'll do is, so let me click on F5 so that I can go inside. Now I can check like my size of RC is not 0. My size of RC is not 0. Reason being, so this is my select option. Select option. This is what you have seen even in the, see, okay, maybe our program is executed with this particular data. So that is the reason it is not successful. So since it is not successful, see, this is not filled. This is not filled. Okay, this is one case due to some wrong data. Okay, now let me get back to get VBAP. Let me go inside. Even this particular select query will be executed only if this particular internal table is having some data. That is what the code which we have written. So since it is not, I mean, it does not have any data, it won't go in here, right? I hope you understand it in detail. So we just came back to end form. So again, F5, even the same applies here as well. This is blank. This will not be executed. F5 again. Now let me click on F5 again. So finally we are at prepare the final table. So since this table itself is not having any data, your loop will not be executed. Let me click on F5 directly over at this position now. So this entire table, final table is blank. So that is the reason we are getting this. So the reason for us to get this particular message is you don't think like, okay, we don't have the data here. Of course, we don't have the data here. That is the reason we are getting this message. But still, the primary point that I want you to focus is this itself is blank. This itself is blank. So that is the reason we did not get the data. We are ended up with a message. So this is how you can debug a job. Right, and you can notify the team saying that okay, while executing the program, the data which was given was the data, is this one. So for this, we don't have the data in VBAK table with this value. We don't have any data in VBAK table. So that is the reason we did not get any data. So finally, we get this message. That's it. Your analysis is done. This is what you have executed. That's it. So select the job, and then again I'm telling. So if since you know the program, right? Let me take the other example as well. So since I'm at this particular job, so I have clicked on step. So I got to know what is the program. So this is the program. Let me copy it. Let me paste it here. Let me click on this one. So I know this is the first executable line. Start of selection is my first event. So let me keep my breakpoint here. And now just go back. So even this is also fine. So let me select the job like this. Sorry, select the job like this, and again JDBG, enter. Your debugger is started. Now you don't need to worry about like F7, F7, directly F8. Directly F8. Your direct program will go, I mean, your cursor will go on stop because F8 is breakpoint to breakpoint. Since we have the breakpoint here, it stopped here. So even like this also, you can happily debug the program. So this is very simple concept, but people are, people in the companies, sometimes they are facing some issues while debugging the background jobs. I'm not talking at the senior level people, the freshers or someone, so they are facing some struggles to debug the job. That's it. We are done with this. Now let me go back here. So let me create one more. So let me /n sm36. Let me create one more job for you. Why debug, right? Debug 2. Either you click on step or you click on enter. Anything is fine. Let me click on enter this time. Earlier, last time we have clicked on step, right? Now this time let me click on enter. Okay, this is the program, and this has the correct data. Correct data is another variant. See, let me execute it. Let me execute it. Sorry, don't give anything. So let me take the variant. Correct data. So now 4970 to 4999. Execute it. So you are getting, sorry, debug reset, no effect. So we're getting the data. but try to understand this. You are getting the data in a different screen, right? Okay, at least for this particular variant, we have the data. Correct data is my variant. We have the data. Okay, fine. Now let me execute my job for this one. Correct data. Check it, save it. That's it. First step. This is for your reference, so you can verify like this is the program and this is the variant and this is the user which is executing or creating this job. Language is here. Go back and now click on start condition. When to start it? Look, I just want to start it immediately. Check it, save it. Now both this step and conditions are done. So let me save the job. This job is saved. So now in SM36 we have created the job. Now let me go back to SM37/O. Of course, even from here also you can go own jobs, but still I want you to open the separate session, or you can go from here also own jobs also. Okay, at least for now you don't focus on it. I need to focus. I want to show you this. So this is the job. And like if you are not so sure on the username, just let me click on this execute. That's it. That's it. So this is my second job. Or just keep star and here you just give your user ID. What is your user ID here? 75 above 42. 75. Sorry. 75 above. Just execute it. So we have two jobs created. One is cancelled and the other one is finished. So of course we have debugged this, and now let me click on this as well. Finished one. See, it is successful. Just focus on the job log. So see, my job is started. My job is ended properly. Right. You don't have any issues in this. Right. It is green color, meaning it is successfully processed. I just want to debug it. Let's see. Again, JDBG. Enter. Again, since we did not keep the breakpoint at the program, I just want you to go with F7 for at least till you get the program in the debugging. Yes, now we are here. Let me click on F6. So we get the data here, 26 records. I don't want to go inside F6. Even VBAP, we have 99 records. F6, and finally we are getting the data. Screen is stuck. So in this case, like we don't have any issue, like we are properly getting the data. But sometimes we may get the spool as well. What is a spool? If you have something to display, if something is displayed in the job output, that will come in the spool. Oh, is it? So can we have an example for this, sir? So what happened when it is stuck down? Right now, since this particular job debug 2 does not have any spool here. Reason being, what happened to this? Oh my God. So let me open it again. The previous one, which I have closed it. Now SM36 again. Sorry, let me go back to the program once. SC38. So when exactly you will get the spool is if you have something to display. Really, we have displayed here, no, but this is what initially I have told you that this is coming in a different screen. No. So for now, what I'll do is I'll just comment it out. Just want to write the code for you. So loop at my internal table into my particular work area, right? WA underscore final hyphen VBLN, paste it, Postner, and let me give Matner. Matner is done, some NetWR is done. Next, WA underscore final hyphen even VKWRG. Okay, I may be having the many fields here, of course, 1 or 2 fields here, but at least let me close till this, right? What else I can have? Almost done with all the fields. I think here is G alone. That's it. So now with this particular, with the help of this particular loop, right? What we are doing, we are just displaying the data on the same screen. Just execute it. And of course, I just want to take the variant. So correct data, temporary data. Let me take temporary data this time. 70275. Now, if you execute the program, you can see the output on the same screen. Now, let me create one more job with this particular variant, temporary data. Okay, let me SM36. Three step, same program. And of course, either you can take current data, temporary data, anything is fine. So check it, save it. See, this is what for your reference. Just go back, start the condition, immediately start the job, check it, save it. Now save the job. Now your job is released. Now let me go back to slash SM37. Right, with this user, I just want to, okay, let me go back to this particular job 3, execute it. So see, it is finished now, but this time, earlier case was different. Now this time we got this one as well, like spool also we got, right? So star, this one who has created this, and star. Okay, if I execute it, see, I have debug 1, debug 2, which is cancelled, which is successful, which is also successful, but this case is different. We don't have something to display here because something is displayed but on a different screen, but this is on the same screen, it is displayed. Now just double click on this spool, click on this type, you can see the output, meaning even in the job also you can display something. I mean, like, see, if something is displayed while the job is executed, that will be captured in the spool. That is what my point is. If something is displayed on the screen while the job is executed, that particular displayed context or the content will be displayed in the job also with the help of spool. This is what my point is. Or of course, even like this also, you can select this job and you can click on spool. That's it. You can click on type here. So this is what you get. I hope, like, even like you can happily try to debug this job as well. It's totally your choice, like how to debug the job and all. So now we got to this place and directly F8. So we have 17 records here. So we have debugged the job now. So this is about creating the jobs and debugging the jobs on a simple note, right? So thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day. And in the next session, so we'll try to focus on real-time scenarios. Thank you.